Hope y'all are doing fantastic. I promised you a video about St. Mary's. Here's a video about St. Mary's. St. Mary's Gaels. If you don't know about St. Mary's, kind of like I did a few years ago, they're located in Moraga, California, which is Central California-ish. I'm not from there, so don't know my geography that well, but close to San Francisco, but kind of a small town as well. Not a very well-known school. Don't have football. They kind of just ball out. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. Obviously, there's a controversial take. I understand that. If you want to leave your opinions, I'd love to have a dialogue with y'all in the comments. Quick resume check real quick. They're 18th in Ken Palm, 23rd in the AP poll, which they should be higher in the AP poll, let's be honest. They've already clinched the WCC regular season champ, even though everybody coming in, except like one person, thought it would be Gonzaga because Gonzaga was a national championship favorite early on before the season started. But St. Mary's has proven to be better than Gonzaga. They're a better team overall. And what draws me to this team specifically is A, how they've bounced back, right? Randy Bennett, of course, is going to get most of the talk. He's a phenomenal coach. His teams make the tournament year after year after year. Kind of always fall a little short in the tournament. Like last year, they lost to Grand Canyon. But, hey, they're a mid-major team that is getting an auto bid to the NCAA tournament pretty much every year, and that's special. But the fact they lost 3 of their best players from last year blows my mind. Like, what mid-major do you know loses 3 top players and gets better? Like, that's mind-boggling to me. So, quickly run down. They lost Alex Dukas, who was a 4 or 5 year guy. They lost him to the NBA. I think he plays for the Thunder. They lost Aiden Mahaney to UConn. He was their leading scorer at St. Mary's. Hasn't really panned out at UConn. So, sorry, Aiden, you're the one who's taking the L here. Hope you're doing well, though. And Joshua Jefferson, who has panned out at Iowa State. He's playing his best basketball. That's 3 high-level guys who they lost to the league or to the portal, and they've rebounded. And these 5 guys are the top 5 players, I would say, from watching them a few games. But there are more players. Ross is really good. Wessels is a great big man. They have other players besides these 5, but these are the 5 I'm going to highlight. And the things that stick out about these 5 is none of these guys are going to get recognition for, I don't know, National Player of the Year. None of these guys are putting up insane stats, like putting up 20 pieces and stuff like that. And none of them really shoot the lights out. This team as a whole only shoots like 30-something. I think it was 32 or 33% from 3. And a big criticism of this team may be, well, in the non-conference, they didn't really schedule anyone and they didn't really perform well. Yes and no. Obviously, had a couple losses you may like to get back, like they lost to Boise State, lost to Utah State, and lost to Arizona State in the championship game of their MTE. But I wouldn't say those are bad losses, although a couple of those teams might not make the tournament. Those are very good teams earlier in the season, and they've really gotten rolling as of late. 2 wins against Gonzaga, including the one the other night on the road at the Kennel, where they just shut up the Gonzaga fans point blank en route to their WCC regular season championship for the 2nd year in a row, I believe. It's always great to beat Gonzaga, who's, as we know, a powerhouse. But they also had wins against teams like Nebraska. They blitzed USC by like 30 or 40 points. And they even beat a good Akron team, shout out the Zips, by like 30 points. So I have no doubt, combined with the coaching of Randy Bennett, combined with the fact that they haven't really gone far in the tournament before, combined with the fact that it's kind of open this year, as long as they don't run into like a buzzsaw like a Duke or an Auburn. I think this team could be like a San Diego State in 2023, a mid-major. Well, I'm not sure if you consider the Mountain West a mid-major, but a lower, not a Power 5 school team that plays really hard. They're 8th in KenPom defensively, can make some shots, has age, have guys that play hard, have guys that know the system. I think this team can go very far if given the right draw. Now, time to highlight the men, right? These two kind of run the show. These two on the left here. We got my left. We got Sarunas Marshallonis, not Sarunas Marshallonis, Augustus Marshallonis, Sarunas Marshallonis' son. 4th-year guy, senior guard, gonna be probably the 2-time WCC Player of the Year, which is impressive when you're playing in the same conference as some really good Gonzaga guys. Marshallonis is just a really steady point guard, averaging 14 and 6. He makes all the right passes, all the right shots. Not a guy who's going to light up the scoreboard, but a guy who's going to make those plays when they really matter. For example, I think him diving on a loose ball and calling a timeout in that Gonzaga game when the game was close was just a sweet play that really turned the game around. Just a true floor general out there. I could see him making some noise. Then we got Luke Barrett, who's the minutes leader on this team, putting up 9 and 6, but this guy is the guy they go to sometimes when they need a shot deep in the shot clock. He can shoot 3, not shooting it particularly well this year, but can make it when he's open. Just a big 6'7" wing that plays hard and plays good fundamental basketball. I'll go to Mikey Lewis next in the center. Mikey Lewis is a freshman who has surprised the heck out of me. First saw him in the Nebraska game when he popped off. I was like, who is this kid? Freshman, kind of not really highly ranked coming out of high school. Certainly underranked. Shooting 41% from 3, 9 points a game, even though he's not really playing less than 20 minutes a game. But he stepped up in that Gonzaga game, scored 18 points, and had some stones to hit some big shots in that game. Big 3. Then we got Mitchell Saxon. This guy feels like he's been around forever. 5th-year guy, maybe even 6th-year guy. Just a solid 10 and 8, 6'10", 6'11", big man. He's going to give you his rebounds, going to play very solid inside defense. And we got Paulius Morauskas, the Lithuanian transfer from Arizona. He's putting up 12 and 8. Not a big factor in that Gonzaga game, really, but just a solid guy overall who really just fits this system to a T, I feel like. And, of course, you got Randy Bennett at the helm. Just incredible coach. He's doing all this with, I assume, not much NIL funds, with, not much national TV branding. But St. Mary's is a powerhouse in the WCC. They deserve to be recognized not just as a very good mid-major, but as a legit threat to go to the Final Four. That's my take.